day one done. It's a beautiful day here in Western Washington. It's 71 degrees, according to my car. I'm just driving home. It's 5:53, and GPS says I'll be home at 6:38. I don't know. We'll see how the traffic is. I might end up having to go the back way. So it's just this whole lot of whatnots. So today was interesting. I got to work and hello, Timmy. Hello, Timmy. So I got to work, went into the business office manager's office and let her know that I'm here and hello. I've never met her before because she's new. And yeah, that's true. Might as well wait. But, it might just be that nobody's going to be around to, because I don't normally go live on Mondays. Totally missed Butler Family Farms today, and I'll have to rewatch that when I get home. I'm really tired. Shoulder's a little angry with me, but yeah, it's just a beautiful day. It's like I think the weather has finally turned a corner. And there's Nightbot. Hello, Nightbot. I know you don't say hi back because you're a bot. Hello, bot. Showing two people in chat, so I don't know if that's Timmy and Nightbot. Hello, Moto. LOL. Yeah. Hello, Moto. Yeah. So, last night was a lot of fun during the live. Mystery Wheel of Misfortune. It was squid and pistachios and butternut squash and green beans and taco seasoning. When I think back on it, I think I could have done like some sort of glaze for the squid, like a hoisin sauce, which is very simple to make. Instead of buying the stuff out of a jar or a bottle, or however you've seen jars and bottles, that would have been good. But afterwards, it's like we had like a little after party that just kept the party going, and you know, opened it up to a panel and let everybody chit chat and have fun. Simon was there, and Double Dog, and Jerry, and Belt Loop was there too, and Buglet. No, I don't know. But anyway, we had a blast. We had a blast. It was funny as hell. So if you checked out after the races when we found out who was going to be the next outro, go and watch. Go back and watch it. Hey, Damoose. First day back to work in a month, so I'm driving home, and I don't know if I want to get on the freeway, but I'm going to get on the freeway. I mean, it looks like it's moving pretty fast, and I don't see any red so far on my GPS. It's not showing me any red. It's showing me a lot of green, and I got this idiot that's coming up, and a Tesla wanting to get around. It's like, yeah, okay, whatever, but stupid Teslas. Math with Emily, yes. and she showed us what a human fountain would look like if it were full of wine. That was fun, and still not fabrics. So maths lesson, yes, fabrics indeed. And hello, Chris. Um, I have problems reading because my glasses aren't transitional lenses. I have reading glasses and I can't drive with just the reading glasses because I'm horribly nearsighted. Hello, Belt Loop. Welcome. Kind of have to go by icon here. Um, anyway, so 50 gazillion thoughts were going through my mind, just absolute trepidation, anxiety, etc., etc. And when you have OCD and you don't know you don't know something, it can kind of make your head go in a weird spiral about all the what ifs and all the different variables, and of course your mind wants to take it to a dark place and so on and so forth. And if it's unknown to me, it's like it becomes, oh my god, all these things can happen. Plus I'm a girl, so it's like girls brains are a little bit different than boys brains. Guys can just check themselves out, you know, and sit there like a big puddle of duh, whereas girls is like, they jump to every conclusion imaginable, which is what happened. So, hello, Minty Cactus. Minty Cactus. So, I was like, oh my god, just even driving to work was really hard this morning because it's like, what's going to happen? Is this going to happen? Is that going to happen? Is this going to happen? Oh my God, what am I going to do if this happens? Well, it was a whole lot of nothing that happened. I had to, it's like they told me that I needed to fill out a job offer letter again because I'm on um, L&I, but they just said job offer letter. Now, one of the things that employers could do in the state is they could say, oh yeah, well, we're gonna pay you for light duty or cut your hours in half, and then do that to you, and it's like then you're just dealing with all that nonsense, right? So hi, Beverly. And so employers can absolutely do that, but also at the same time you can go to L&I and say, hey, L&I, my employer said that I'm not worth $42 an hour. They only want to pay me minimum wage for 40 hours a week, and so you guys got to make up the difference. Well, that's the thing here in the state of Washington is if your employer cuts your wages in half because you're on light duty, or cut your hours, L&I is on the hook to pay the balance, the remaining balance. But I already signed my offer letter because it was, hey, Mike, it was the same wage. It's just that I'm doing other things instead. I'm interim activity director, so I get to play games and do art and do projects and crafting and stuff like that with the residents. So my hours are still Monday through Friday. I got weekends off still, so everything's still good there. But I gotta be there bright and early at 9 o'clock in the morning, which is not that big of a deal, you know. Oh, we got cops out here. Yeah, now everybody's slowing down. Uh, that's okay. I'm going the speed limit ish, sorta, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, so they have to pay me my wage and so on and so forth, and I get all my hours, and I don't get to touch anything in the kitchen, and I have nothing to do in the kitchen, and just to keep me from having to be having coworkers asking if I could if I could help them with something just to keep that from happening. It's like I get to go and do crafts and stuff like that with them. And so today I learned something. I learned a very valuable lesson. Do not play poker with a bunch of 80 and 90-year-olds, man. I swear, it's like I could have lost my house today to these people. They are ruthless. They're absolutely freaking ruthless. And of course they're playing like 5 different versions of poker. And it's like, oh my god. And I was like actually shocked that they were actually playing for real money, and I'm like, what do you mean we're playing for real money? You know, not that good of a poker player, and I haven't played poker in a long time. It's like, last time I played poker was, with my dad going down to the card hall with him, from time to time down in Chinatown and playing poker with him and his buddies. And but man, they're ruthless. I ended up losing a bunch of money to them, So yeah, and they're like, I guess you're not going to want to play anymore. I said, no, I'll keep playing. I mean, I just got to make sure that I'm just, this isn't like a daily thing, right? And they're like, no, it's only on Tuesdays. I'm like, okay, cool. So, tomorrow is painting little wooden craft project thingies and whatnot. It was really cool because at lunchtime I got done doing a task that I could actually do, and came down through the dining room, and it's like all of a sudden it's like the resident ambassador was like getting up and announcing my arrival and welcoming me back and yada da da da, and everybody was just cheering and clapping and cheering and clapping. Everybody was just so happy to see me and everything else. And it's like, I missed every single one of them, and unfortunately, a couple of them are no longer with us. One moved out and sadly passed away while I was gone, and so that's sad. But then, there's a new resident who's rather distraught over the fact that her sofa has not arrived. Get over your own damn lane, you douchewad! God damn, piece of garbage. Stay in your lane, dickhead. Anyway, so actually, traffic is not that bad. But anyhow, so yeah, and I have Thursday off because that's my appointment with the surgeon and my appointment with my occupational physician. And then Friday I got what's it called? Got physical therapy, which I have to go to work afterwards. So it's a few hours, but that's okay. You know, I think what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to actually put in for. I haven't used any of my sick days, so I think I might actually use 8 hours of sick days or 8 hours of sick time for that Thursday appointment. And it's like they're just gonna have to deal with it. It's like, and that's what I'm gonna do. It's like, try to schedule all my appointments in one day a week, and just get them all done and just use up my sick time. I still have vacation time accrued, so, but I don't want to use my vacation time and just take a flying F at a rolling donut as far as I'm concerned with that. As far as that is concerned, but yeah, so everybody was like just happy to see me, and it was just so cool. So in a lot of ways, I felt like today I had my I had all these ideas in my mind. What could possibly go wrong? What could possibly happen? Am I going to need to get an attorney to fight for me, and all this other crap? And it's like, no, not at all. It's like, okay, this is cool. I can deal with this. I still feel like it's punishment because it's like, every single resident was telling me, yeah, the food is just absolutely sucked. When are you coming back? Are you cooking? And no, I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to do any cooking until the doctor releases me to go back to work. And so in the meantime, it's like you know, and they're like, well, we're just glad to see you. You were gone for so long. I go, yeah, it's been a month and a day. I'm sorry, but it's so nice to feel loved and appreciated and wanted by a whole lot of residents. You know, and they're just happy to see me, and it feels great. And so today they made me feel like I was living my best life. And I'm feeling a little emotional, and I'm kind of getting a little teary-eyed and a little bit of crying because it's like I'm so fond of these residents. Um, it's the only way that I could describe it. It's like going to my grandmother's house and my grandmother and grandfather's house, grandparents' house every day for 8 hours. You know, or going to my parents' house. Because it's like I'm an orphan. I'm an orphan. Well, kind of, sort of an orphan. Chef Rosengang's mama adopted me, but I'm an orphan. Parents are dead, grandparents are long gone. Never met my grandparents on my father's side of the family. Uh, the my paternal grandfather died before I was born, and my paternal grandmother died when I was 5, and I was I was too young to travel out of the United States. You know, Actually, I think I was like, yeah, about 5 or 6. And so I remember this because my father was gone for a whole month. He went back to the Philippines, spent time with family, but I didn't get to go. And so I never knew my grandparents on that side of the family. And my other grandparents, grandfather died when I was 8, maybe 7. Grandmother died when I was in my mid-20s, but it's like I never grew up with them. I didn't have many family members in Washington State. Up until I was you know about 10 when my cousin moved from Hawaii to Seattle to go to college, and then her younger sister came to Seattle when I was a teenager, and then some of my other Hawaiian family members, started slowly moving in to this area, and these were second cousins, um, and but it's like, and I got like 2 cousins that live here, but the last time that I'd seen them was 2019. That was the last time I'd seen them. Was my 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 nephew's high school graduation party, and then he got a job at I got him a job at the bowling alley. So it's never particularly close to my family. So in a lot of ways, when it comes to going to work, it's like it feels like I'm going home every day, going home to the parents and grandparents, see the parents and grandparents. Uh, now that I'm the age that I am, without actually saying what age I am, although I'm sure Timmy will spill it, just to be spiteful and vindictive. Don't you do it, Timmy? I know you want to do it. Anyway, so they would be about my if my parents were still alive and not the ages that they were, because in reality, some of them might be my mother's age. It would definitely not be my father's age because my father was born in 1908. You know, he was 61 when I was born. You do the math. Don't ask Emily, or she'll make me as old as Dumbledore. Okay. Uh, so yeah, they were just so happy to see me, and it's gonna be an interesting journey. Yeah, poor Emily. I kind of feel bad for her. I haven't heard from her all day. She probably went back to watch the live stream, the last portion of that live stream when everybody was up on panel, and she's like, "Oh, good God, did I really do that?" Yes, Emily, you are a human uh, fountain, spitting out wine all over the floor. At least you weren't peeing all over yourself. But again, that could have happened. I don't know. Oh, she was in Jerry and Susan's. Okay. Yeah, usually she sends me a text message. So, God, it was hilarious. You got to go back and watch it. But I was tired last night. Shoulder was cranky. I gotta get out of the habit of reaching for stuff with my right hand, because it's like that's just, yeah. And trying to open that bottle, it's like, God dang, I'm not this weak. Why do I feel this weak all of a sudden? But did someone say menopause? Oh, you know it, sister. You know it. Oh, that happened a couple nights ago. We were laughing over the dip squacker, or dip squawker, or however you want to pronounce it. So that's what started it. That's what turned it all 50 shades of effed up. Yeah, was. So, I've got a serious question to ask you, Emily. Very serious question. What does a dip squawker look like? Or what is a dip squawker? Yeah, it was funny. I did I did clip a little, like a 1 minute snippet out of that, uh, where she became a human fountain. Mental pause, yeah. Except for it's a permanent pause. So, yeah. So that was my day. Oh, looks like the top of Mount Rainier is floating above some billowy clouds. That's all you can see is the very tippy top. I don't know if you can see that. Let me see if I can zoom in. Let's see. Oh, this truck is in the way. Sorry. I don't know. Yeah, the Tom Lear math. I don't know if anybody knows who Tom Lear is, but you know, man, he was a freaking genius. That guy was a genius. It's dark there. Well, it's not dark here, thank goodness. I'm actually going home in daylight. Looking forward to eating some dinner. We got a choice between chili. I think we need to eat the chili because the chili's coming up on its final days. Okay, can you see the tippy top of Mount Rainier? It looks like it's just hovering over clouds. All you can see, that very tip right there. Just a tip. You think you're being cheeky by cutting me off? Well, so Dip Squacker was a typo that became a troll sticker. Yes, it did. I have not posted it to the blog yet. The blog is at chefcivvy.com. You'll be able to see the standings because at the end of the year there's going to be a drawing, or there's going to be a prize for first place. Now, if there's multiple people in first place, then I'm going to have to get three first places. So it could be something really cool, or it could be something really stupid. It could be like some Temu mystery box, for all you know. Or it could be something really cool, like a pressure cooker, like what I got. Could be anything, really. Maybe even a sous vide, or I don't know. It'll be something cool or something stupid. We'll just put it that way. Hello, Jan. Welcome. Had a great day. Great first day back. My shoulder is screaming at me right now, but it's okay because I had a good day. That's all that matters. Beautiful day out, 74 degrees right now, according to my car. I don't know if I can trust that, but I'm not wearing a jacket. It's just a beautiful day. It's like, I think spring has officially sprung. And better and better from here on out. I just hope that we don't have another one of those record 118 degree days this summer, which is not normal for this area. Not once in my lifetime have I ever seen temperatures go up that freaking high. But it was massive wildfire that happened in this area and burnt up the hillside and cut power to pretty much everything on the plateau. It was gnarly. Shows that I'll be home in 15 minutes, which means that this live stream will be concluded in probably about 12 minutes, 10 minutes or 12 minutes, depending on how these lights are, because there's an awful lot of lights here. God, I wish my shoulder was good enough to go to Costco. I really desperately want some Costco things. I feel a little better because now it's like, here, Department of Labor and Industries only gives you 60% of your income for being out of work, which, granted, you don't pay tax on it, but at the same time, it's still only 60% of your income. But with the way gas prices are, it's like, I don't know. But so now I'm a couple weeks. I'm not going to see anything on a paycheck this upcoming year. Next one should be pretty close to what I usually make. So it's like, it's going to be business as usual, provided that I don't get put out completely. Just depends on what the doctor says. But I am going to advocate for myself rather aggressively, I might add. I'm going to say, look, I don't care what you do, but you got to do something. You have to do something, because I can't live with this kind of pain. I mean, my head's been in a really dark place, really dark ass place. I don't want to get into the thoughts that have been going through my mind this past month. Okay, this right now, it's a good day. It's a good day. Been a lot of pain, but it's a good day. It's a good day. It's a great day. Beautiful day out. I'm actually dressed in business casual. I actually look like a business person. I forgot to take my vest off. But I had problems getting my hair up this morning. But they're just gonna have to deal with that. Gotta put my hair up because I can't have it in my way, because I got a lot of hair. But it's like, it's hard to put my right arm over my head to take care of that. So It is what it is. Yes, it looks like a mess, but that's what you get. It's the best you're getting, you know. So, has been in a really dark place, been having some really bad thoughts, and I don't like that. You know, I do feel like I'm being punished because I can't be in my kitchen. I can't be doing the things that I love to do for these people because I honestly believe with every bit of everything in my heart and soul says that I was meant to do this job, to honor these people by serving them delicious scratch made food, you know, in their you know in their golden years. Oh, there's a dead coyote on the side of the road. Wonder if I wonder if the bipedal coyote had anything to do with that. Plot twist. Maybe he did. But anyhow, so squirrel. Um, yeah, to honor them, to honor their lives, so that they would have less worry and feel less like they're in a facility and more like in their own home by feeding them the things that they love and you know creating things that they may never have cooked in their own households and giving them a culinary experience in their last leg of their lives, because majority of these people, they're in their 70s, 80s. There's a couple that are in their 90s. I think one just turned 100. No, wait a minute. I take that back. We have one that's 102. Hi, Peter. So, and to be able to go out and talk with them, that's another thing that breaks my heart is that I heard from at least a dozen and a half people today that said that not a single person has come out from the kitchen to do table touch. Not a single person has come out to do table touch. And table touch is when you go out and check up on them and have light conversation. Although sometimes they get a little long-winded. You get to talk to them and ask them how they felt about the meal. What are they craving? So you put something special on the menu, um, so that they feel like they're involved in the menu planning process. You know, um, because one of the things when you're dealing with people that are in the very early stages of dementia, certain things can spark memories that may have been muddied or long forgotten because of the progression of that disease. Now, mind you, we're not assisted living, we're not memory care, we are independent living. This is for seniors that, have lockers in the lobby. They can come and go as they please. Several of them still have cars and still drive, and sometimes I wonder if some of them should, but, you know, they're in their golden years. We're talking, golden girls age, you know, and some of them are so freaking funny and their stories and sometimes they get a little raunchy. I mean, they really know how to kick it. you know these are spry individuals. Okay, so it's like, wow, okay, I didn't need to hear that. That's not a visual that I want to carry around with me for the rest of my life. But then again, it's like nothing really surprises me anymore because, I worked in a jail and, weird things happened over there all the time. It's like peeing in the dish sink and not me, an inmate, and God, it's like the bananas, man, and finding out that they were stealing all sorts of things and using them as poker money because they had their own decks of cards that they made, and they would be, using that as poker chips. And it's like, oh my God, stop it! It's coming out of my budget, you dickheads. So, and or the time that they found Pruno hiding in a bathroom, or times when inmates were growing their own apple trees and orange trees from the seeds out of their oranges and apples that they were getting every morning. Uh, One even asked me, "Can we grow bananas?" It's like we're not having bananas anymore. So, hey, double dog, hoorah, hoorah. So, yeah, nothing surprises me anymore. But man, sometimes they just pull some shenanigans out of their buttholes that makes me wonder, oh my God, am I blushing? Uh, I'm like, okay, maybe I've not heard it all, you know? Um, but yeah, today they just clean house on me, man. Don't play poker with old people. God dang, that was funny. So life is okay. Just wish I could get the pain under control. But it was a good day today. And I'm probably gonna lose you here in just a little bit. So I am just gonna say, have a great night, y'all. I'll see you out on the YouTube streets. We're just gonna let this run as far as we can. So I'm just gonna say good night to y'all early. So here in this area, see this shoulder work ahead, blah blah blah. Over there to on the driver's side, uh, a water main broke and flooded out the two properties that are right there in that little dip. This area sucks. This is where I hit a deer going 55 miles an hour. You have to be really careful because it's like these things are in abundance right now because it's mating season and they could be having babies anytime now. Um, the deer are getting jiggy out here, man. They're getting jiggy and they're dumb. The dumber the creature, the more tasty they are. You know, and they'll just jump out in front of cars, or they'll stand out in the middle of the road and be like, "Oh, look, a car's coming at me. Oh, what color is that? I'm colorblind. I want to see who's driving. Is it?" And poof, they're a skid mark down the road. They got hit by a logging truck or something. There's no salvaging that. You know, but anyhow, Munchie Mafia. We're coming into Wilkeson. We're passing the Carbonado Saloon sign. So that means that we're probably going to lose signal right about now. So it's not a cooking live, sorry, but it's an update. I will catch up with you guys on Thursday on my way home from the doctor. I think I'm stopping in and having some donuts with Coyote. So, and he's like, "Can we go live?" I'm like, "Yeah, we can go live." So we can tease you all with the donuts. So, good night, everybody.